lot to share. From his time at Planet Comic-Con to his latest progress with Operation Comeback King, and then all the visual developments for Project 256. However, he also informed us that he was considering ending his work with the roadmap early, and went on to reveal that the devlog was about to undergo some massive changes. Now it's time to see what new surprises he has in store for us, and what else he's accomplished since last time.
Let's hear some contact with a test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they
It's a new and strange environment first. Just suddenly finding yourself in orbit.
You got speed, Jonathan.
All right, lift off and the clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading it loud and clear.
Four computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Discovery Houston, I've got a good picture of Steve. Discovery Houston. Discovery, going throttle.
Now playing entry number 14.
Whoa, slow down there. This place is still under construction. I don't want you to get hurt. Didn't you see the caution tape? Well, I'm almost finished here. I only have, let's see, okay, one more, two more things to take care of, and then we'll be off. For the meantime, just wait right here, okay? I'll be right back. Hey, you guys still there? Oh, that's right, they can't respond. Hey, listen. If you're still there, the lights may have gone out where you are, but don't worry, I can fix it. I just have to throw the master power switch, and everything should reset. But, here's the thing. In order for this to work, I'm going to need you to stay absolutely still. Okay? No moving whatsoever. No fidgeting, no looking around. In fact, don't even blink. Just stay completely still. Okay. Great. I'm assuming you're not moving. I can't actually tell. Because otherwise, this is really gonna hurt. Anyways, I'm going to throw the switch. In 3, 2, 1. There we are. Much better. Hello, folks. My name is Astro-Drifter, and welcome to my new and improved devlog. I'm not going to dwell on the details, but just know that I put a lot of work into this. And I'm not just talking about visuals and sound. There have been a lot of changes under the hood. But of course, these upgrades aren't the only thing I've been doing since last time. I have quite a few things to share with you. So let's get to it. So first, I'd like to ground the up-in-the-air nature of Operation Comeback King. Remember, last time I told you I was deciding if I should discontinue it, and, well, I decided I'm not quitting it, but I am placing it on hold because I would like to come back to it later. Truth be told, if I didn't, I'd probably have to pump the brakes on Project 256 just to get each one of these done, and since I really don't want to do that, I will say that even if I don't return to complete these last two, I'd still deem this a huge success. Everything this operation set out to achieve was done so in excess. Every one of these series taught me something valuable about Unity or showed me ways to use C# that I would have never thought of on my own. It almost feels a little sad to be stepping away from it, but we have to move on. And just like that, it's already time to talk about Station 256. While it doesn't feel like a lot has happened, after looking at the footage from the last time and comparing it with the footage I'm about to show you, I can confidently say that isn't the case. A lot of things have changed. First of all, the most obvious, the walking animations. You may not know this, but your head doesn't stay in place while you walk. It bobs up and down. If it didn't, you'd have some sort of crazy hydraulic neck. Good luck getting that through airport security. Anyways, I made an animation for walking, running, and standing still. And while the running animation feels a little off, I like the way it jostles around. It looks like you're a big, clumsy oaf inside a sci-fi spacesuit, which is exactly what we're going for. I managed to knock all of those out in no time at all. So, after that, I decided my next focus was going to be the UI. I started with the direction plotters. I showed these last time, but now they actually work. Although, I don't think I've really explained what these do, so real quick, in Station 256, your movement is grid-based. It's very similar to old-school top-down arcade games. You're continuously moving forward, and you tell your character which direction to turn once you've reached a turn. It's very easy to mix up or even forget what the last button you pushed was, so the direction plotters act as kind of a dashboard turn signal, if you will. The few folks I've already shared this with say this is very helpful while playing. What's ironic is these also have been really helpful with troubleshooting. Maybe I should have started with the artwork first. Anywho, you may have noticed the strange markers next to the arrows. This is your sprint meter. When it runs out, can you guess what happens? That's right! The video ends abruptly as I realize you gave me the wrong... Nice try, but this is my log. It ends when I say it ends. Once I had both of these sorted out, it was time to take on the minimap once again. I haven't changed a lot, but I did decide to put it off to the left instead of having it in the center. I also made this neat fuel meter. Speaking of which, one of the last things I worked on was the fuel cells. These are what you'll be collecting in order to escape and win the game. First, I added some animation to make the cell look like it was floating instead of just frozen in the air. Then I made a shader that does this. And I finished it off by adding some particles to make it appear like the orb was on fire or emitting some sort of material. And ta-da! We have ourselves a fuel cell, perfect for refueling any spacecraft stranded in one of those awkwardly desolate corners of the galaxy. The other thing I sort of played around with was the lighting. someone mentioned that the glowing walls were a tad too bright in the last video, and to be honest, they were right. So I decided that was a good time to go ahead and try and mess around with some of the lighting. Now, I was going to handle this at the very end of development, and I still will, but having something to stand in until I have a more permanent solution helps remind me of the vision I had way back when I started this project. It's not perfect, but when it works well. And that pretty much sums up everything I've been up to since the last time we spoke. Well, you may have guessed, but there is still a ton of visual work to do for Station 256. Before next time, I'd like to have knocked out some of the sprites for the minimap and started working on some menu graphics, maybe. I'd also like to start trying to find some sound effects and music. I've been putting this off because, having sounds in your game can be very annoying when you're troubleshooting something. It's like listening to the same 10 seconds of a song on loop for hours at a time. Although I suppose some people actually enjoy that. Guilty as charged. Anyways, since I'm placing Operation Comeback King on pause, I've decided that I'll have to do a few things to keep all of this stuff that I learned from fading away. Such as revisiting some of the older projects I've done, reading some new books, and of course, mulling over my notes for the 1800th time. As for the channel, I've pretty much reposted all of the content I pulled from TikTok to Shorts. So, new Shorts will actually be new Shorts. I'm also mulling over the idea of doing a stream or two sometime this summer on Twitch, but you guys will have to let me know if you're interested in that. Otherwise, I'm still experimenting with new ways to improve the devlog, and I'm working on some new saucy cosplay pieces for Anime Nebrascon. Rumor has it I might be competing this year. More on that later. But with all of that said, I think it's actually already time to round this entry off. So, let's put this one to bed, shall we? I know what you're thinking. We're already to the end of the video? And if you weren't thinking that, shame on you for not caring. Yes, we are already at the end. You see, the last devlog made me realize that my logs have a bit of a pacing problem. There's really no need for them to be as long as they have been. Although, this is the first one where there hasn't been some sort of crazy political event, a great life-changing vacation, or some otherworldly development in my life. We're finally back to a normal, or at least what I dare to call normal, rhythm for the logs. That said, there's no reason for you to be here for over 30 minutes. So I'm trying to fix that. With Project 256 becoming the sole focus of this log, I have a funny feeling that the next time I'm with you guys, I'm going to have something crazy to share with you. One way or the other. Definitely stay tuned for that and more. And I know I say that a lot, but trust me, things really are about to get crazy. For now, though, if you enjoyed this video, please punch that like button, leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the devlog's new design, and consider subscribing. It helps me, it helps the channel, and frankly, why not? Till next time, thanks for stopping by. This is AstroDrifter, signing off.